Alright, this is going to be a little bit different and kind of weird being on camera. I'm Todd Sims. I'm usually the one behind the camera, filming everybody else on our SinkPhase adventures. But today we're doing something different. Real Addictive Adventures on YouTube and Instagram contacted us last night that he had lost a camera, his GOPRO, while filming. And he had asked if we could help him out and go dive the spot that he lost it and see if we could pull it up for him. So that's what David and I are doing today. We are going to meet him at the spot where he lost the camera. We're going to try and go in the water and get it for him. So I guess if you guys are watching this, that means we may have actually found it. So stay tuned and see what we come up with. When Real Addicted Adventures had contacted us on Instagram and asked us to find this camera for him, he basically told us it was a good long kayak into a creek, that the water was clear, which it had been raining all of Sunday morning, and Saturday it probably was a lot clearer than what it was Sunday morning when we got out there. But there's no current or anything in there either, so we couldn't replace the bad water with the clear water. But anyway, he contacted us and he said he lost his camera, and he wasn't necessarily worried about the camera. He needed the footage that was on it because he had a lot of footage on it. And being the person that videos and edits all the YouTube videos for SinkPhase, I completely understand that. So I contacted David, and we got a little bit more information out of him as to where it was and that kind of stuff. So we met him out there. He brought his 2 kayaks, and one of his buddies brought his 3rd kayak. So me and David, along with him, we set out from the launch, and we paddled up into the creek, and we got in the spot, and he basically said, all right, it's between where Todd parked the kayak and this tree limb. Somewhere in there, and it goes from about 4 feet down to about 11 feet, and he thinks it's in the 11-foot spot. One of the reasons that I don't really like diving those kinds of waters, not just because it's dark and cold, especially freshwater, is because you never really know what's down there. And I mean, you never really know what's down there to begin with, but you could have logs, you could have limbs, there's so many things diving a creek like that you can't really account for. Whereas when we're diving a bridge or something like that, even though it might be dark, even though we may not really be able to see that well, we still know there's not going to be any tree limbs or a branch or anything like that. It's still relatively a lot safer. So I actually, on my second dive, went down and found the log and kind of traced it and checked underneath it. And then whenever I turned to go back up, there was another log straight on top of me that I didn't even know was there because I couldn't see it. I ran straight into it, and it caught me there pretty good. Hit the camera back. I actually had a bruise right there for a couple days, which is not my first time getting hit in the head with something diving. But diving that kind of stuff, it is dangerous. A lot more dangerous than normal. We were diving without fins, so that way we weren't disturbing the bottom. So that way we weren't stirring it up, making it even harder to see. So David and I each started diving it. He took the first dive, I took the second, he took the third, I took the fourth, kind of back and forth. It took us a total of 7 dives to find the camera. He had 4 and I had 3. And I couldn't believe that we were able to find it.
Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my god. Holy shit, I was praying. Oh my god. Bro. That's your GoPro, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, man, that is crazy. Hey, did he lose the rod really close to here? Yeah. Do you know where it's at? Yeah, I can know where it's at. Exactly like that. If you know where it's at,
we can try and dive that one too.
It's pretty easy to find.
That one's easier.
Yeah.
It's on sand.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, take us there.
Let's see if we can find it.
Let's see if we can go 2 for 2.
Out of the way.
On the way back, he was telling us that one of his friends had lost a rod and reel in the area. It was about just kind of up the river from us. But he didn't know the exact position. So we headed back to the launch. Whenever we got back to the launch, we were using his kayak as the 3rd kayak. He took the place of him, and that guy that lost the reel showed us where he had lost his rod and reel. And he had gotten caught up in the wind on the kayak and picked up his paddle and the reel fell off. So he kind of gave us a little bit a bigger area to find it. And as me and David are looking, we're again going no fins, but this is only like 4 feet of water, which you would think would be easier, but it took us longer to find it. And we had to basically go down and just swim with our hands like this, looking, because we could only see about as far as my hands. I mean, it was so bad. And just swimming, and you'd see a line, you know, because there's no natural straight lines in nature. So we'd be swimming to see something to pick it up, and oh, that's a chain. Swimming, pick it up, oh, that's something else. Oh, that's something else. And we covered this whole area a couple times. And so we weren't standing, we were floating because it was mud bottom, horribly mud bottom, where you sink up to almost your calf in it. So David's swimming up to me, and he's like, you know, hey, I'm going to take a couple more dives, and then I'm just going to start walking it. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I go put my foot down, I step right on it. And as soon as my foot hit it, I was like, hang on, wait a minute. That's not a stick. So I turned my camera on and then went down and grabbed it.
So I found about, there it goes, right there. Yeah. 2 for 2. You were dead on. I stepped on it, like right here, and I was like, that does not feel like a branch.
Yeah, I was almost at the point, I was like, I'm going to do 2 more dives, and then I'm just going to do a walk.
Yep.
I need to water treat all of our cases. Yep. Shaka for Ian.
But man, I'm just so glad that we were able to find both of those for these guys. I'm so glad to do something just to help somebody out. You know, losing stuff like that whenever you put so much time and effort into your videos. I felt the guy's pain whenever he had gotten with us and told us that he had lost his camera and everything. And I was just so happy that we were able to get it back. And then the bonus of getting the rod and reel back, that was great. So if you guys could, go give him a watch, a subscribe, a like, anything. He's got an Instagram. I'll link his YouTube and I'll link his Instagram in the description below. But if you want to, just give us a follow, give us a like. And we've got a Facebook and Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the channel and see all the other crazy, wacky adventures. We got a ton of stuff coming up, ton of stuff planned. And then we've got our normal everyday, or every week trips that we tend to take. But mackerel season's around the corner. They're about to start coming in, so we're all getting really excited for those. I can't wait to use my new Lynx custom flashers. I can't wait to use this beautiful new suit right here, 5 mil. I've been diving in a 3.5 mil and 57-degree water. That's the coldest I've taken it. On average, it's about 60, 61, and it is cold. Finally got the 5 mil. But yeah, so we're about to be getting in the water a lot more once the Gulf calms down and waves calm down and Viz gets a little better. But you guys stay tuned.